Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The new season of Mama June. The family crisis began this year. The latest episodes showed June being rushed to the hospital for a medical emergency. She was having severe pain and her face had started to feel numb. Fortunately, all her tests were fine and she was discharged. Also, the reality TV celeb claimed that she had other issues, but no doctors could trace the disease. Hence, she was finding the right doctor. Recently, the star also shocked everyone with a new post. June informed her fans about her medical emergency through social media. Is she fine now? Mama June. June Shannon hints fans about a medical emergency, needs help ASAP. Mama June is currently enjoying her life with Justin Stroud. The pair exchanged vows with each other at a grand event. Their entire wedding was full of drama as she convinced her daughters to attend her wedding. Moreover, Justin's family came off as greedy and probably wanted him to marry June for the sake of popularity. June recently revealed Anna's cancer diagnosis to her fans. However, it appears that the reality TV celeb is facing a medical emergency as well. She quickly informed her fans about it through an Instagram story. June Shannon requested help from her fans that she needed urgent medical attention. The reality TV star asked for an expert doctor from her fans to get in touch with her. June ended her story by thanking her followers for their help. Shannon requested a dentist specializing in veneers. Moreover, she insisted they should get in touch with her ASAP. Also, Mama June hoped to meet the expert the following day as she required urgent attention. Unfortunately, Shannon didn't shed more light on her illness. However, she only emphasized asking for a dentist specializing in veneers. Also, June wanted someone who could fit her in the next day. But why is she in such a hurry? Only time will tell what June has on her mind. Mama June. Justin Stroud ditches horse teeth to flash new smile. Fans of the Mama June franchise have been keeping a check on Justin Stroud. Critics also started trolling June's husband for his visibly large chompers. He was mocked online for his horse teeth, but it appears that Shannon and Stroud want to get it fixed. Recently, Justin appeared with his $1 million smile during a TikTok live. The TV celeb flaunted his perfect smile on the season finale of the franchise. It appeared that June Shannon had finally decided to give a makeover to his husband. Seemingly, Stroud was facing low self-esteem and dental issues due to his old dental situation. Now we can say that June wants to follow suit as Justin appeared happy with his wide smile. Fans will surely get a glimpse of the reality TV celeb soon after the transformation. Share your thoughts about June's request from her fans. Also, keep coming back to TV season and spoilers for more tea on Mama June. Mama June Shannon sat on the worn-out sofa in her modest living room, staring blankly at the peeling paint on the walls. The television blared in the background, a constant drone of reality shows and commercials, but she barely registered its presence. Her mind was elsewhere, consumed by worry and fear. For months now, Mama June had been feeling unwell. It started with a persistent cough that refused to go away, followed by bouts of fatigue that left her struggling to get out of bed in the mornings. At first, she brushed it off as nothing more than a minor cold, but as the weeks passed, her symptoms only seemed to worsen. Her family had urged her to see a doctor, but Mama June waved off their concerns, insisting that she was fine and that it was nothing to worry about. But deep down, she knew something was wrong. The thought of facing the truth terrified her, so she chose to bury her head in the sand, hoping that whatever was ailing her would simply disappear on its own. However, on this particular day, Mama June couldn't ignore the nagging voice in the back of her mind any longer. It was like a constant whisper, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. She knew she couldn't continue to ignore it, not if she wanted to live to see another day. With a heavy sigh, Mama June reached for her phone and dialed the number for her doctor's office. The line rang several times before a tired voice answered on the other end. Dr. Patel's office, how may I help you? Mama June hesitated for a moment, her throat suddenly feeling dry. Hi. This is June Shannon. I need to make an appointment to see the doctor. It's urgent. The receptionist on the other end of the line immediately picked up on the urgency in Mama June's voice. Of course, Miss Shannon. Let me see if we can fit you in today. Can you hold for just a moment?" Mama June nodded, even though she knew the receptionist couldn't see her. She gripped the phone tightly in her hand, her heart pounding in her chest as she waited for what felt like an eternity. Finally, after what seemed like hours, the receptionist returned to the line. "Miss Shannon, we have an opening for you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Will that work for you?" Relief flooded through Mama June as she let out a shaky breath. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you." As she hung up the phone, Mama June felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. The prospect of finally getting answers was both terrifying and exhilarating. She knew deep down that whatever was wrong with her wouldn't simply disappear with a visit to the doctor, but at least she would finally have a name to put to her illness. With a newfound sense of determination, Mama June set about preparing for her appointment. She showered and dressed quickly, choosing her favorite outfit in an attempt to boost her spirits. But no matter how hard she tried to distract herself, the fear gnawed at the edges of her mind, threatening to consume her whole. As she made her way to the doctor's office, Mama June couldn't shake the feeling of dread that settled in the pit of her stomach. What if it was something serious? What if she didn't have much time left? The questions swirled around her head, taunting her with their uncertainty. But as she stepped through the doors of the doctor's office and was greeted by the warm smile of Dr. Patel, Mama June felt a sense of calm wash over her. For the first time in months, she allowed herself to believe that everything would be okay. Dr. Patel led Mama June into his office and took a seat behind his desk. He listened patiently as she recounted her symptoms, asking probing questions and jotting down notes on his clipboard. Mama June felt a sense of relief wash over her as she finally let her guard down and allowed herself to be vulnerable. After a thorough examination, Dr. Patel sat back in his chair and regarded Mama June with a solemn expression. "Miss Shannon, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Your symptoms are concerning, to say the least. I'm going to need to run some tests to get a better idea of what we're dealing with here." Mama June's heart sank at the seriousness in Dr. Patel's voice. She had hoped for a quick fix, a simple prescription to make everything better. But deep down, she knew it wouldn't be that easy. Over the next few days, Mama June underwent a battery of tests and scans, each one more invasive than the last. She tried to remain optimistic, but with each passing day, the fear crept back in, threatening to overwhelm her once again. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Dr. Patel called Mama June back into his office to discuss the results of her tests. She sat on the edge of her seat, her hands trembling in anticipation as Dr. Patel cleared his throat and began to speak. "Miss Shannon, I'm afraid the news isn't good. It appears that you have a serious illness that will require immediate treatment." Mama June felt as though the air had been knocked out of her lungs. She struggled to process the words that were coming out of Dr. Patel's mouth, each one hitting her like a physical blow. What? What kind of illness? She managed to stammer, her voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Patel sighed heavily, his expression grave. "I'm sorry, Miss Shannon, but it appears that you have advanced stage lung cancer." The words hung in the air like a dark cloud, suffocating Mama June with their weight. She felt as though she were drowning, her world crumbling around her as the reality of her diagnosis sunk in. For weeks, Mama June struggled to come to terms with her illness. She underwent grueling rounds of chemotherapy and radiation, each one taking its toll on her already fragile body. But through it all, she refused to give up hope, clinging to the belief that she would emerge victorious in her battle against cancer. With the unwavering support of her family and friends, Mama June pressed on, determined to beat the odds and reclaim her life. And slowly but surely, she began to see progress. The tumors began to shrink, the pain began to subside, and with each passing day, Mama June felt a renewed sense of strength and determination. As she sat on the worn-out sofa in her modest living room, surrounded by the love and support of those who cared for her most, Mama June couldn't help but feel grateful. Grateful for the second chance at life that she had been given. Grateful for the opportunity to make amends for past mistakes and cherish the moments that truly mattered. And as she looked out the window at the world beyond, Mama June felt a sense of peace wash over her. She knew that the road ahead would be difficult, filled with obstacles and challenges that would test her resolve. But she also knew that she was not alone, that she had an army of supporters standing by her side.